You have to learn how to use your legs properly when throwing punches in boxing. This will not only increase the speed and the power of the punches, but it will also make them much more economical, and you're getting a better product for a cheaper price. The man you're observing right here is Vasily Filimonov. He is a world-class boxing coach and an expert in biomechanics. And this man has conducted tons of research in boxing science. And he has even collaborated with Yuri Veroshansky, who is known as the father of plyometrics, or shock training as he called it. In this very interesting study, Filimonov and his colleagues divided boxers into different levels depending on their achievements. And they found that the elite level boxers used more rear leg push-off when throwing punches, that is, they used the musculature of the legs better. They would also categorize the boxers into 3 different styles, and they found out that the knockout artists produced more rear leg push-off. And here is a more recent study that found out a pretty convincing correlation between the rear leg push-off and the speed that the fist travel during a punch. And you normally measure this via EMG, which means you put electrodes on major muscle groups, and the more electrical activity you observe, the more muscular activity. So what are the implications of all of this? You need to learn how to use your legs when punching, especially the elastic attributes of the muscles and tendons. This is because of a phenomenon known as the stretch-shortening cycle. And this occurs when you keep the transition between eccentric and concentric contraction very minimal. Then you utilize the elastic attributes of your muscles and tendons, and you gain about a 10% improved power output, and at a cheaper price. Because now the tendons, they aid in the movement, the elastic attributes of the tendons. If you had not used this, it would only be muscular effort to a large extent. If you look at world-class boxers, especially those from the Eastern nations and Cuba, you will always notice a quick elastic dip in a millisecond. It's so quick you don't even see it. This elastically loads the leg, and then you transfer it into the hip rotation and release it at the end of the fist. And this is also why plyometric training, or the shock method, became a staple in the strength and power interventions of Soviet boxers. Because they wanted to improve the elastic energy utilization of the lower body, also known as reactive strength, because this will add another 10% of efficiency to the punching. So from this day on, whether you are shadow boxing, whether you are sparring, anywhere, learn how to use this elastic dip and start utilizing the stretch shortening cycle in your punches, because it will be much more cost efficient and more powerful.